The human research ship Starbound Explorer moved slowly through the dark space between stars. Alex Carter stood at the window of the science lab, watching the distant lights. He was 26 years old and had been studying alien life forms for 3 years. This mission was different though. This time they had real aliens on board. Alex walked down the white metal hallway toward the observation deck. His job was to learn about the Zephyrian people who had come aboard 3 months ago. The ship captain Lisa Thompson had told him to be careful around them, especially around their diplomata. Observation deck was a large room with windows that showed the stars outside. Alex found her there standing alone near the biggest window. She was tall and thin, with skin that looked like silver metal. Blue lines ran across her arms, and face like glowing rivers. Her ears were pointed like an elf from old Earth stories. Her name was Lirilish, wore thick black gloves that covered her hands. Completely her clothes were made of special material that covered every part of her body except her face. Alex had read her file, but seeing her in person was different. She looked lonely standing there by herself. Alex walked closer, but stopped when she turned around. Her eyes were bright blue, like the markings on her skin. She held up one gloved hand to warn him away. "Do not come closer," she said. Her voice was soft but serious. "I am dangerous to your kind." Alex stopped walking but did not leave. "I know," he said. "I read about your people. I am here to learn about you. For my research." Lily looked surprised. "Most beings run away when they learn what I am," she said. "You should be afraid." "Why should I be afraid?" Alex asked. He was curious about everything, and fear never stopped him from learning. "Because my touch brings death," she said simply. "My skin makes poison that kills most living things in minutes. Your human body cannot fight it off." Alex nodded. "I read about that in the reports. How does it work?" Lily stared at him. She was not used to someone asking questions. "Instead of running away, my people evolved this way," she said. "Many wars on our world made us need protection. Our skin makes tiny poison particles. They go into other beings through touch. That must be hard," Alex said. "You cannot touch any." Anna Lirale looked back at the stars. "Yes," she said. "It has always been this way for my people. We live alone. We do not touch. We do not share physical comfort." Alex felt sad for her. "That sounds very lonely." "It is all I have known," she said. "I do not understand what I am missing." Alex moved a little closer, but kept his distance. "What brought you to work with other species?" "My people decided we needed to learn about the galaxy." She said, "I was chosen because I can speak many languages, and I am good at talking to others, but I must always stay apart." The two of them stood in silence for a while. Alex watched her look at the stars. She seemed to be thinking about something far away. "Do you ever wonder what it would be like?" Alex asked. "To share simple things with others." "What do you mean?" she asked. "Like drinking something warm together," he said. "Or sitting close to someone while watching the stars. Things that bring comfort." Lirale turned to look at him. "Again, I have seen other beings do these things," she said. "I have watched from far away. It looks nice, but it is not possible for me." Alex thought about this. "Why not?" "Because anyone who gets close to me will die," she said. "My people learned long ago that we must stay separated. It is the only way, but there must be some way," Alex said. "Humans are good at solving problems that seem impossible." Lirale shook her head. "Many species have tried to find ways around our natural defenses. All have failed. Some have died trying." Alex was quiet for a moment. He was thinking about what she had said. The challenge made him more interested, not less. "Do you want to find a way?" he asked. "I do not allow myself to want impossible things," she said. "It only brings pain." Smiled. "That is the difference between humans and other species," he said. "We want impossible things all the time, and sometimes we make them possible." Lirale looked confused. "What do you mean?" Alex pointed at the stars out the window. "Humans used to think flying was impossible. We thought going to other worlds was impossible. We thought talking to alien species was impossible. But here we are." "But this is different," she said. "This is my biology. You cannot change what I am." "Maybe not," Alex said, "but maybe we can find a way around." Lyle was quiet for a long time. She looked at Alex with curiosity. "Why would you want to help me?" "Because Everyone deserves to feel connection, he said. Everyone deserves to share simple comforts with others. I do not understand. Humans, she said. Most species see us as weapons or dangers. You see us as people who need help. That is what makes us human, Alex said. We do not give up on people. The conversation was interrupted when the ship computer announced that dinner time was starting. Alex looked at Lirelei one more time. "I will come back tomorrow," he said. "Maybe we can talk more about your people," and their biologically nodded slowly. "I will be here," she said. "I am always here." Alex walked away, but kept thinking about what she had said about being alone. He had an idea forming in his mind. It was probably crazy, but most of his best ideas started that way. As he walked to the dining hall, he was already planning what he would bring tomorrow. The next morning, Alex went to the ship kitchen before his shift started. He made hot chocolate in a special container that would keep it warm. He had remembered what he said about sharing warm drinks. The kitchen workers looked at him strangely, but said nothing when Alex returned to the observation deck. Lirelei was in the same place as before. She looked surprised to see him carrying something. "What is that?" she asked. "Hot chocolate," Alex said. "It is a warm drink that humans enjoy. I thought you might like to try it, but I cannot share drinks with you," she said. "It is not sci-fi." "No," Alex said, "but you can drink it while I sit nearby. We do not have to touch." Lirelei looked at the container like it might explode. "I do not understand why you would do this, because yesterday you said you watched others share comfort from far away," Alex said. "Now you do not have to watch from far away. You can experience it." Lirelei took the container very carefully, making sure her gloves did not touch Alex's fingers. She opened it and smelled the warm chocolate. The smell made her close her eyes. "This smells wonderful," she said. Alex sat down on a bench nearby, but kept some distance. "Now you are not alone while you drink it." Lirelei sat down on another bench and took a small sip. Her eyes opened wide. "This tastes amazing," she said. Alex smiled. "Most good things are better when shared, even if we cannot touch." Lirelei looked at him while drinking the hot chocolate. "No one has ever done something like this for me," she said. "Well, now someone has," Alex said, "and I plan to do it again tomorrow." For the first time since Alex had met her, Lirelei smiled. It was small, but it was real. Alex kept his promise and returned the next day with hot chocolate. He also brought a book about Earth animals. Lirelei had never seen creatures like cats and dogs. She was amazed when Alex told her that humans kept these animals as companions. "You let them touch you?" she asked, while looking at pictures of people petting dogs. "Yes," Alex said. "They bring us comfort and happiness. We take care of them, and they love us." "But I do not understand love," she said. "My people do not have this." Alex sat down on his usual bench and watched her drink the hot chocolate. "Love is caring about someone else's happiness more than your own," he said. "That sounds dangerous," she said. "It can be," Alex agreed, "but it is also the best thing about being." Lirelei was quiet. While she looked at more pictures, she pointed to one showing a child hugging a cat. "This looks peaceful," she said. "It is," Alex said. "Physical touch can be very comforting. It makes people feel safe and connected." "I will never know what that feels like," she said. There was sadness in her voice. Alex heard the sadness and wanted to help her feel better. He started coming to see her every day during his break time. He brought different things each time. Sometimes it was warm tea or coffee. Sometimes it was music from Earth. Sometimes it was just stories about human life. After 2 weeks of daily visits, Lirelei began to change. She asked more questions about human emotions and relationships. She seemed less afraid and more curious. Alex noticed that she sat a little closer to him each day. One day, Alex brought pictures of human families celebrating holidays. Lirelei stared at images of people hugging and holding hands. "They look so happy," she said. "They are," Alex said. "Being close to people you care about makes humans feel complete." "What does it feel like?" she asked. "To be touched by someone who cares about you." Alex thought about how to explain it. "It feels warm and safe," he said. "Like everything bad in the world cannot hurt you. It feels like you belong somewhere." Lirelei put down the pictures and looked at her gloved hands. "I have wondered about this my whole life," she said. Alex moved a little closer but still kept a safe distance. Tell me about your life before you came. Harilale was quiet for a moment. On my world, Zephyrians live in separate buildings, she said. We speak to each other through communication devices. We never meet in person. We never touch. We never share meals or drinks. That sounds very lonely, Alex said. We do not know anything different, she said. But since coming here and watching your people, I see what we are missing. Your crew laughs together. They put their hands on each other's shoulders. When they talk, they share food and sit close together. Alex nodded. Yes, we do those things without thinking about them. I think about them all the time now, she said. I watch your people, and I feel something I have never felt before. What do you feel? Alex asked. I think it is longing, she said. I want to experience what they have, but I know it is impossible. Nothing is impossible, Alex said. We just have not found the solution. Yet Laurel looked at him with those bright blue eyes. You really believe that? I do, Alex said. And I am going to prove it to you. How? She asked. I am going to find a way for you to touch someone safely, Alex said. Laurel stood up quickly, moving away from him. No, she said, that is too dangerous. Many have tried before, all have failed, but I am not them, Alex said. I am human. We are very good at being stubborn about impossible things. You could die trying, she said. Maybe, Alex said. But you could live trying. Glirale began walking back and forth. She was upset. You do not understand, she said. My people have accepted our nature for thousands of years. We do not fight against what we are. But you are not just your people, Alex said. You are Lirale. You are an individual. You get to choose what you want. I want to touch you, she said suddenly, then stopped walking. She looked shocked that she had said it. Alex felt his heart speed up. I want that too, he said. We cannot, she said. It will kill you. Maybe, Alex said, but maybe it will not. Maybe there is a way. Lirale sat back down and put her face in her gloved hands. This is crazy, she said. The best ideas usually are. Alex sobbed. Laurel looked up at him. Why are you willing to risk your life for this? Because you deserve to feel connection, Alex said. Everyone does, and because I care about you. She stared at him for a long time. No one has ever cared about me before, she said. Well, someone does now, Alex sighed. Laurel was quiet for several minutes. Alex could see she was thinking hard about something. Finally she spoke. If you are serious about this, she said, you need to understand what you are risking. My toxins cause pain first, then your muscles stop working, then your heart stops. It takes about 5 minutes. You would be awake for most of it. Alex felt afraid, but he did not let it show. I understand, he said. And if you fail, she continued, if the research does not work, you could die for nothing. Alex nodded. I know the risks. Why? She asked. Why would you do this? Because watching you be lonely hurts me, Alex said. Because I think you could be happy if you had the chance. Because no one should have to live without touch. Lirale looked out the window at the stars. If we do this, she said, if we try this impossible thing, what happens to me if you die? You will have tried, Alex said. You will know that someone cared enough to risk everything for your happiness. But I will still be alone, she said. Not alone, Alex said. Changed. You will know what it feels like to have someone care about you. That changes everything. Lorelli was quiet again. Finally she turned back to him. What is your plan? She asked. I do not have one yet, Alex said, but I will find one. Lirale smiled again. It was becoming easier for her to smile now. Then I will help you, she said. Really? Alex asked. Us, she said. If you are going to risk your life for my happiness, then I will risk my hope for your crazy human ideas. Alex grinned. That is the spirit, he said. They spent the rest of that day talking about Zephyrian biology. Alex took notes while Lirale explained how the toxins worked. She told him about the electrical patterns in her skin, and how the poison was made. She had never talked to someone about these things before. When Alex finally left that evening, Lirale called out to him. Alex, she said. Yes, he answered. Thank you for the hot chocolate, she said. And for everything else. Select smiled. You are welcome, he said. See you tomorrow. As Alex walked back to his quarters, he was already thinking about solutions. He had work to do. The impossible was waiting for him to make it possible. Alex spent every free moment in the science lab studying Zephyrian biology. He read everything the ship computer had about electromagnetic fields and toxic compounds. His colleague, Dr. Maya Rodriguez, found him there at 3 in the morning, surrounded by data screens. Alex, you need to sleep, she said. I am close to something, Maya, he said. Look at this. Maya walked over to see what he was working on. The toxins break down when exposed to specific frequencies, he explained. That is interesting, she said. But how does that help? Alex pointed to another screen. If I can create a device that generates those frequencies, it might neutralize the toxins. Maya looked worried. Alex, this is dangerous. You are talking about experimenting with alien biochemistry. Know the risks, Alex said, but I also know what this could mean for Lirala. Maya sat down next to him. You really care about her, do not you? Yes, Alex said. More than I expected. Maya was quiet for a moment, then she helped Alex with his research. She ran computer simulations. While he calculated frequency patterns, they worked together for hours. The next day, Alex found Kate Sullivan, the ship engineer. Kate was working on the main power systems. When Alex approached her, Kate, I need your help with something. Alex said. What kind of help? She asked. I need you to build a small electromagnetic field generator. Alex said. Kate stopped working and looked at him. What for? Alex explained his plan. Kate listened without interrupting. When he finished, she was quiet for a long time. That is either brilliant or insane, she said. Maybe both, Alex said. Will you help me? Kate smiled. I love a good challenge, she said. Give me the specifications. Alex handed her the plans he had drawn. Maya had helped him make them more detailed. The device would be small enough to wear like a bracelet. It would create a field that covered about 6 inches around the wearer. How long will it take? Alex asked. 3 days, Kate said. Maybe 4. If I run into problems. Alex felt excited. For the first time in weeks, they were actually going to try this during those 3 days. Alex continued his daily visits with Lirale. He brought her hot chocolate, and they talked about many things. She was learning about human emotions, and he was learning about Zephyrian culture. On the 3rd day, Lirale asked him a question that surprised him. Alex, do you think I am attractive? Alex nearly dropped his cup of coffee. What do you mean? I have been wondering, she said. Your people seem to care about how others look. Do you think I look good? Alex looked at her silver skin and glowing blue markings, her pointed ears and bright eyes. Yes, he said, I think you are beautifully. Lirale smiled. I am glad, she said. I want to be attractive to you. Why? Alex asked. Because I have been having new feelings, she said. I think about you when you are not here. I look forward to seeing you every day. I want to be close to you. Alex felt his heart beating faster. Those are good feelings, he said. I think I am starting to understand love, she said. Lex moved his bench a little closer to hers, but still kept the safe distance. What do you understand? I care about your happiness, she said. I want to make you happy. I think about touching you, and it makes me feel warm inside. Those are definitely love feelings. Alex Sadlerell looked at her gloved hands. I want to touch your face, she said. I want to hold your hand. I want to know what it feels like to be close to you soon, Alex said. Very soon that evening, Kate called Alex to the engineering lab. She had finished the device. It was a small silver bracelet with blue lights that matched Lirale markings. It is beautiful, Alex said. Kate had made it special on purpose. I thought she would like how it looks, she said. Does it work? Alex asked. According to my tests, yes, Kate said. But Alex, you know we cannot be sure until someone tries it. No, Alex, said Kate, put her hand on his shoulder. Be careful, she said. Some things are worth dying for, but make sure this is one of them. Alex took the bracelet and went to find Dr. Amy Foster, the ship medical officer. She was in the medical bay, checking supplies at me. I need you to be present for something, Alex said. What kind of something? She asked. I am going to test a device that might let me touch Lirale safely, Alex said. Amy stopped what she was doing and stared at him. That is incredibly dangerous, she said. I know, Alex said, but I have done all the research I can. The theory is solid. Theory is not the same as reality, Amy said. If this goes wrong, you could die. Understand the risks, Alex said. Will you be there in case something happens. Amy was quiet for a long time. Finally she nodded. I will be there, she said, but I want you to know, I think this is crazy. Alex smiled. Everyone thinks the best ideas are crazy. At first, he said. The next morning Alex found Lirelei in the observation deck as usual. She was looking out at the stars and seemed sad. What is wrong, Alex? Asked. I had a dream last night, she said. What? About? I dreamed that I could touch you, she said. We were holding hands and watching the stars together when I woke up. I felt more lonely than ever. Alex sat down and pulled the bracelet from his pocket. Maybe it does not have to be just a dream, he sighed. Lirala looked at what he was holding. What is that? Alex explained how the device worked and what it was supposed to do. Lirelei listened with growing amazement. You actually built something, she said. Kate built it, Alex said. I just designed it. Lirelei stared at the bracelet. This could really work, maybe, Alex said. There is only one way to find out. Lirelei looked scared. What if it does not work? Then we will know. We tried, Alex said. What if it does work? Lirelei thought about this for a moment. If it works, she said, everything changes. Yes, Alex said. Everything changes. Lirelei stood up and walked to the window. She was quiet for several minutes. Alex waited patiently for her decision. Finally she turned around. I am scared, she said. So am I, Alex said. But I want to try, she said. Called Dr. Amy Foster and asked her to come to the observation deck. Amy arrived quickly, carrying her medical equipment. She set up monitoring devices while Alex put on the bracelet. The bracelet felt warm against his skin. The blue lights began to glow softly. Alex could feel a slight tingling sensation. How do you feel? Amy asked. Fine, Alex said. Normal. Lirelei stood several feet away watching. She looked terrified and hopeful at the same time. Are you ready? Alex asked. No, she said, but let us do it anyway. Lirelei slowly pulled off one of her gloves. Her silver hand looked delicate and beautiful. Alex could see faint blue patterns on her palm. She walked toward him very slowly. When she was close enough, Alex reached out his hand toward hers. Wait, Amy said. Let me check the readings. First, Amy looked at her medical scanner. Everything looks normal, she said, but please be careful. Alex looked into Lirelei's bright blue eyes. Are you ready? She nodded and reached out her hand. Their fingers touched. Nothing happened. Alex did not fall down. He did not feel pain. He just felt the warm, soft skin of Lirelei's hand. It works, Alex whispered. Lirelei began to cry tears of joy. She had never touched another living being in her entire life. It works, she said. It actually works. They stood there holding hands while Amy checked her medical equipment over and over. Everything was normal. Alex was completely safe finally. Lirelei spoke through her tears. Now what now? Alex said. We figure out what comes next, but for that moment, they just stood there, holding hands, and watching the stars together. For 3 wonderful days, Alex and Lirelei explored what touch could mean. They held hands while drinking hot chocolate. They sat close together while reading books. Alex showed her how humans hugged, and she practiced on him carefully. Each touch was amazing to her, because she had never experienced anything like it. On the 4th day, everything changed. Captain Lisa Thompson's voice came over the ship communication system. All crew to emergency stations. Zephyrian ships have appeared at the edge of our system. This is not a drill. Alex and Lirelei were in the observation deck when the announcement came. They could see distant lights moving toward them through the darkness of space. Lirelei face went pale with fear. They have come for me, she said. Who has come? Alex asked. My people, she said. The traditionalists who never wanted this mission to happen. Alex held her hand tighter. What do they want? They want to take me home, she said, and they want to destroy any evidence that I have been contaminated by contact with other species. The ship shook slightly as the Zephyrian vessels got closer. Alex could see they were sleek and silver like knife blades cutting through space. Their design was beautiful, but frightening. Captain Thompson's voice came again. We are being hailed by the lead Zephyrian ship. All diplomatic personnel report to the main conference room. Alex and Lirelei hurried to the conference room, where Captain Thompson and her senior officers were gathered. The main screen showed the face of another Zephyrian. This one had the same silver skin and blue markings as Lirelei, but her expression was cold and angry sister. The newcomer said, I am disappointed in you. Alex realized, this must be Liralay's sister. The family resemblance was clear, but where Liralay had learned to smile and show warmth, this other Zephyrian looked like ice. Cathera, Liralay said. Why have you come to bring you home? Cathera replied, you have been among these creatures too long. You have forgotten what you... I have not forgotten anything, Liralay said. I have learned new things. That is the contamination, Cathera said. These aliens have infected your mind with their weakness. Captain Thompson stepped forward. I am Captain Thompson, she said. Liralay is here. As a diplomat under the protection of our government, your protection means nothing, Cathera said. We are taking our sister back, and we are destroying this ship to prevent the spread of contamination. Alex felt anger rising inside him. You cannot just attack us, he said. The human speaks, Cathera said, with disgust. Why do you allow these creatures to address us sister? Because they are my friends. Liralay said, they have shown me kindness. Kindness is weakness. Cathera said, it has made you forget our ways. Our strength comes from isolation. Our power comes from being untouchable. That is not strength, Alex said. That is fear. Cathera eyes focused on Alex with hatred. Who are you, Humani? Am Alex Carter, he said. I am a scientist. Cathera laughed coldly. A scientist, she said. Have you been studying my sister like a laboratory? Animal. Alex felt Liralay's hand squeeze his. No, he said. I have been learning from her as a friend. Impossible. Cathera said, Zephyrians do not have friends. We are weapons. We are meant to be alone. You are wrong, Liralay said. I have experienced friendship, and it is wonderful. Lir expression became dangerous. Sister, you will return with us now, before you embarrass our family. Further, no, Liralay said. I choose to stay here. Conference room became very quiet. Alex could feel the tension like electricity in the air. Captain Thompson and her officers looked ready for a fight too. Choose, Cathera said. You have no choice. You belong to our people. I belong to myself. Liralay said, these humans taught me that individuals can make their own decisions. Captain Thompson spoke again. We will not allow you to take our guest against her will. Cathera smiled, but it was not a nice smile. Then you will all die, she said. Zephyrian law is clear. Contamination must be cleansed. Communication ended, and the screen went dark. Captain Thompson immediately began giving orders. Red alert, she said. All hands to battle stations, raise shields, prepare weapons. Alex looked at Liralay, who was shaking with fear. I am sorry, she said. This is my fault. No, Alex said. This is their fault for trying to control youth. Ship shook again as Zephyrian weapons hit their shields. Captain Thompson received reports from her crews. Their weapons are more advanced than ours, she said. We can fight, but we cannot. Winley stood up. I have to go back, she said. I cannot let them kill you all, because of me. Alex stood up to no, he said. We will find another way. There is no other way, she said. You do not understand. My people, they will never stop. Then we make them stop. Alex said. How? Liralay asked. I do not know yet, Alex said, but humans are good at finding solutions. The ship shook harder. This time Captain Thompson got another report. Captain, the Zephyrian lead ship is requesting permission to come aboard. They want to take Liralay in person. Permission denied, Captain Thompson said. Then they will board us by force, her communications officer said. Captain Thompson looked at Liralay. It is your choice, she said. Do you want to go with them? Laurel looked around the room at all the humans who had become her friends. No, she said. I want to stay, but I will go if it saves your lives. No one is going anywhere, Alex said, until we try everything else. What do you suggest? Cathara's voice came through the communication system again. She was calling them challenge my sister to single combat. Cathara said, this is our way. If she wins, we will leave. If I win, she comes home, and your ship is destroyed. Captain Thompson looked confused. What does that mean? Laurel explained. Zephyrian tradition allowed for personal combat to settle disputes. It was an old custom, but still honored. I accept. Liralay said. No, Alex said. You cannot fight Harry. Have to, she said. It is the only way to settle this without everyone dying. But what if you lose? Alex asked. Then you will know I died free, she said. Instead of living as a prisoner, the Zephyrian ship attached to theirs with a loud clang sound. Kythera and several other Zephyrians came. Aboard they were all tall and silver like Lirelei, but they moved like soldiers, instead of diplomats. Skeetha looked around the human ship with disgust. This place stinks of emotion, she said. It smells like home to me. Lirelei replied. Kythera noticed that Lirelei was not wearing gloves. Where is your protection, sister? I do not need it anymore, Lirelei said. Impossible, Kythera said. No one can touch us, and Lirelei stepped forward. I can, he said. He reached out and took Lirelei's hand in front of all the Zephyrians. They gasped in shock. Kythera's expression turned to rage. What sorcery is this? She demanded. Science, Alex said. We found a way around your natural defenses. Skira stared at their joined hands. This is an abomination, she said. You have violated the sacred isolation of our people. I have found freedom, Lirelei said. Kythera pulled out a curved blade. The combat will be now, she said. In your cargo bay. As they walked to the cargo bay, Alex whispered to Lirelei, you can beat Harry. Do not know, she whispered back. She has been training to fight her whole life, but you have something she does not. Alex said. What is that? Lirelei asked. You have something worth fighting for, Alex said. In the cargo bay, humans and Zephyrians formed a circle. Kythera and Lirelei stood in the center, both holding the traditional curved blades of their people. Remember, Sister, Kythera said, when I win, your human friends will die. I will not let that happen, Lirelei said. Then prove it, Kythera said, and they began to fight. The two sisters moved in a deadly dance around each other. Kythera fought with precision and experience. Her blade cut through the air like silver lightning. She had trained for combat since childhood, and it showed in every move. Mentally, Rayleigh was slower and less experienced, but she fought with something her sister did not have. She fought with determination to protect the people she cared about. Every time Kythera attacked, Lirelei thought about Alex and the other humans who had shown her kindness. Battle was fierce and fast. Both sisters were quick and strong. Their blades sparked when they hit each other. The watching crowd stayed silent as the fight continued. Alex watched with growing fear. Kythera was clearly the better fighter. She pushed Lirelei backward across the cargo bay floor. Several times her blade came close to hitting Lirelei. Something bad happened. To throw blade hit the electromagnetic bracelet on Alex's wrist. The device sparked and made a loud noise. The blue lights went out, and pieces of metal fell to the floor. No, Alex shouted. Lirelei saw what happened and felt panic rise in her chest. The device that had let Alex touch her safely was broken now. Her skin was deadly again. Kythera smiled coldly. Now, your human friend cannot touch you anymore, sister, she said. You are alone again, like you should be. Raleigh felt her old despair returning. Without the device, she was dangerous to Alex again. She could never touch him or anyone else, but Alex did something that surprised everyone. He stepped into the fighting circle. Alex, no, Lirelei called. Do not come closer. Alex ignored her warning and walked straight toward her. The other humans tried to stop him, but he pushed past them. Alex, what are you doing? Captain Thompson shouted. The right thing, Alex called. Kythera laughed. The human has gone insane, she said. He will kill himself. Alex reached Lirelei and took her bare hand in his own. Everyone gasped and waited for him to fall down poisoned, but Alex just held her hand and looked into her eyes. Some things are worth the risk, he said. Lirelei felt tears in her eyes, but also felt something else. She felt the love Alex had for her, and the love she had for him. That love gave her strength she had never known before. With a cry of determination, Lirelei spun around and knocked the blade from Kythera's hand. Then she pushed her sister to the ground. Kythera tried to get up, but Lirelei pointed her blade at her throat. I win, Lirelei said. Kythera stared up at her sister in shocked. How, she asked. You were losing. I was fighting alone, Lirelei said. Now, I fight for love. Lex began to feel weak. The toxins from Lirelei's skin were starting to work. He had maybe 4 minutes before they would kill him, but he did not let go of her hand. Lirelei felt Alex getting weaker. and knew she had to do something. She had never tried what she was thinking, but Alex had taught her that impossible things could become possible. Lira closed her eyes and concentrated on the electrical patterns in her skin. She had learned to control many things about her body. Maybe she could control this too. She focused all her energy on creating the same electromagnetic frequency that Alex's device had made. She had never tried to use her bio-electric abilities this way, but love gave her the motivation to try. Blue light began to glow around their joined hands. Lira was generating the frequency with her own body. The toxins in Alex's system began to break down and become harmless. Felt his strength returning. "You did it," he said. "You actually did it." Lira opened her eyes and smiled. "I learned from a stubborn human that impossible things are just problems waiting for solutions." Kythera stared at them from the ground. "This is not possible," she said. "Zephyrians do not heal. We only harm." "Maybe that is what you chose to believe," Alex said. But Lira chose to believe something different. The other Zephyrians, who had come with Kythera, began talking among themselves. Some of them looked curious instead of angry. They had never seen one of their people use their abilities to help instead of hurt one. Young Zephyrian stepped forward. "May I learn about this?" she asked Captain Thompson. Looked at Lira. "It is your choice," she said. Lira helped her sister stand up. Kythera looked defeated and confused. "I do not understand," she said. "How can you choose aliens over your own people?" "I am not choosing against our people," Lira said. "I am choosing for our people to have more options. We can be more than weapons. We can be healers and friends and partners." Kythera was quiet for a long time. Finally she spoke again. "You really believe this can work?" "I know it can work," Lira said, "because I have experienced it." Several more Zephyrians stepped forward and asked to learn about human friendship and the electromagnetic technology. The young one who had spoken first removed her gloves. "If you can teach us to be safe around others," she said, "I would like to try touching someone." Alex looked at Kate Sullivan. "Can you make more devices?" Kate smiled. "I can make as many as you need," she said. Over the next few hours, everything changed. Some Zephyrians decided to return home, but others chose to stay and learn. Half of Kythera's strike force asked for permission to experience human friendship. Darmaya Rodriguez and Dr. Amy Foster worked with the Zephyrians who wanted to stay. They ran medical tests and made sure the electromagnetic devices would work for each individual. Thar was the last to make her decision. She watched her sister and Alex holding hands and sharing hot chocolate. She saw the happiness in Lira. "Foss, I still do not understand," she said, "but I can see that you are happy." "I am happier than I ever imagined possible," Lira said. Kythera nodded slowly. "I will return home and tell our people what I have seen," she said. "Some will not believe me, but others might be curious. That is all we can ask," Alex said. Before Kythera left, she spoke to Alex privately. "Why did you risk your life for my sister?" "Because everyone deserves to feel connection," Alex said. "Even people who think they do not want it, too, could have died." Kythera said. "Yes," Alex said, "but she could have lived a full life that seemed like a fair tragedy." Kythera stared at him for a moment. "Humans are very strange," she said. "We get that a lot," Alex replied. 3 months later, Alex and Lira were back in the observation deck, watching the stars. They now had their own quarters together, and Lira had learned to control her bioelectric abilities. 5 more Zephyrians had joined the crew and were learning about human customs. Kate had built devices for all of them. Dr. Maya Rodriguez was helping them understand emotions they had never experienced before. Alex and Lira sat close together, sharing hot chocolate, as they did every evening. Lira could now touch anyone safely, using her own abilities, combined with the technology Alex had developed. "I have been thinking about something," Lira said. "What is that?" Alex asked. "The first day we met you said humans want impossible things, and sometimes make them possible. I remember Alex said you made the impossible possible for me," she said. "You gave me touch and friendship and love. We gave those things to each other," Alex said. Lira smiled and took his hand. "I want to do something impossible now," she said. What do you want to do? Alex asked. I want to return to my homeworld and show other Zephyrians what we have learned, she said. I want to help them find connection. Too, that sounds like a wonderful, impossible thing, Alex said. Will you come with me? She asked. Alex looked out at the stars, thinking about all the Zephyrians who might be lonely like Lirelei had been. Yes, he said, I will come with you. They sat together, holding hands, and planning their next impossible adventure. The stars outside looked bright and full of possibilities. Captain Thompson found them there an hour later. She had news about their next mission. The Zephyrian government has agreed to formal cultural exchange, she said. They want to learn more about human customs, and they want to teach us about their technology. Alex and Lirelei looked at each other and smiled. Looks like impossible things are becoming possible all over the galaxy, Alex said. Lirelei squeezed his hand. And it all started with hot chocolate. She said the best impossible things usually start with something simple. Alex replied. They watched the stars together and planned for a future where no one had to be alone, where touch and friendship and love could cross any barrier, where humans and Zephyrians could learn from each other. And every evening they still shared hot chocolate together, proving that some of the best things in life are worth any risk.